Hello to all my knights and queens of the world. You already know who it is. It's Mr. Royal Diamond, aka Mr.RoyalNieves, coming back at you with another phenomenal video. So let's get into it. So I just had, oh Lord, I swear I don't know if it's my camera, but listen, I just had this thought. I mean, by God's grace, it's another topic I want to talk about. And it came to me, or by God's grace, it's basically I am not your expectation. You get what I'm saying? I do not live by your mindset of what I should be for you, or the experience I should be for you. And I think it's such a powerful thing. Like when I heard it, I was like, oh my God. So what I understand by not being your expectations is basically like sometimes people have this tendency of fantasy playing and creating of a certain person, or people, and then when they get to know the person and it doesn't matches their expectation, they're so quick to judge you and try to make you feel some type of way because their false expectations of you. This is why it's so important to really get to know someone before you start creating any kind of expectation when it comes to a person. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand the difference between your imaginary expectation and the reality of the expectation of a person. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about that. Like we are not each other expectation. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is with that is basically like if you're getting to know people, know them. Like really have that transparency within yourself. Like I'm just gonna get to know them, understand their mindset, and really take that time. Not putting certain expectations that that are either realistic or people can't live up to. Because what happens is you end up having disappointments because you're creating unrealistic expectations for people to live up to that they have no idea, because it's like I'm not gonna change who I am for you just because you keep imagining these things. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's just a very important topic. Grateful for, thank you God Almighty, because it just came to me, but that's God feeding you information to talk about. So sometimes you gotta take your time and that experience that you're having with people, allow that to unfold so you can get to know the person. You know what I'm saying? Get to know their mind, their intentions, their heart, and that takes time. You know what I'm saying? You can't identify someone just based off certain things. Sometimes we are so programmed in such a way that once we like experience something that we may not completely understand, we're so quick to put this filter of judgment, and then kind of like, instead of having kind of like that compassionate heart or that mercy viewpoint or perspective of getting to know people where they're at, where they're at in life. And if you can help them grow, then you can help them grow. But not like judging everybody based on unrealistic expectation of what you think they should be for you. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like some people may hate on you or feel some type of way because you are positive, because you want to see them grow, and I see a lot of this with a lot of people, even my own personal life. It's like the more positive you are and the more you believe someone can do so much more, now they start having kind of like this internal conflict within themselves. I really don't know like what that is. I understand a little bit, but it's like, wouldn't you want someone that actually wants the best for you and want to help you grow? So their expectations kind of like at a minimum of you. So when you like rise above that unrealistic expectation, now they want to feel some type of way, like somehow you became the enemy and like they had to defend themselves from you. But it's like, I should say this out of love and care because I see so much in you. You get what I'm saying? There's so much that you can grow and you can become. So that's what I mean by like the two different mindset of like the expectation. Like I'm not your expectation. You know what I'm saying? I am who God created me to be. You know what I'm saying? I am my beautiful self. And there's many layers to me, many parts to me, many beautiful things that contribute to the overall me. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be mad and upset and don't want to be my friend because now you feel some type of way because I'm just trying to help or be positive because you expected me to be like a bare minimum in your imagination, then that's not my problem. That's your problem. You got to take that up with yourself and God. You understand what I'm saying? Like you have to begin to elevate your mindset because you want positive people in your corner. You want that bond, those relationships that you can call upon, because it doesn't make sense to me like why you want to keep dealing with chaos and nonsense and not growth. Like that's something that's just, I don't understand that. Like there's no way that you're like 45, 50 years old and you still the same way you was when someone met you when you was 22. Like that's like what are we doing? basically. You know, not to make nobody feel bad, but it's for you to really understand that mindset, that concept. Like, I'm not your expectations. Like, you know, I love who I am. I'm not gonna change because you feel some type of way. I'm not gonna dial down my excitement, my joy, my positivity, who I am, because you want me to be like small. You know, because you feel small about yourself. And that's another thing. You know, you can't base your relationship on your self-worth or your insecurities. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes people may only deal with certain people because they feel like they're better than them in some sort of way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like an not identity conflict. It's inferiority. Yeah, I can't pronounce the word, but it's like that. It's like kind of this complexion. Like, you don't feel like you're just up to par on the same level. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. Like, I can't be your expectation. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I just can't be your expectation. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. I love who I am. I'm not going to change my beautiful self because you haven't yet discovered your beautiful self. You have yet did the diligent work to become that positive light. Or, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes people get intimidated by that. Like, you being positive and helpful and you have all these beautiful things that God gave you, people begin to distance themselves. Because I learned this from experience, because they feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how dare you be positive, and how dare you try to give me some advice, like, who you think you are, because their image of themselves, because it's always a reflection of who they are, not who you are. You know, it's like, they like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So that, you gotta, it's like, it's so many layers. You know what I'm saying? So much to talk about. But that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that if you are a beautiful person, make sure that you don't let or allow someone to make you feel like you have to dial down your beautifulness just to try to level up their adequateness. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because that's what I feel like. I feel like a lot of people, if we stop like in general, if we stop prejudging and we stop hating and stop doing all of that and really take the time to be like, how can I learn from this person? Like, if they have the fruit on the tree that I want, what can I do? What can I learn? That's how it was always for me, through my own experience or through the experience of other people. It's like, if that's something that I want for my life, if that's something that I want to apply in my life, you know what I'm saying? If that's something that I want to go after, you know what I'm saying? So depending on what that is, depending on how you react to it, but you just can't always apply your self-worth to those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't always have these expectations, because sometimes you might get disappointed in your expectations. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to people, you have to embrace who they are in that point in time. You know what I'm saying? And go from there. And if someone is willing to change and heal and grow, don't be so ready to cast them out. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people just have kind of like this prideful mentality, like they're too good. Like, you know what I'm saying? When they themselves are just shadow, shadow, they call it shadow. You know, they're kind of like half empty. They don't even know who they are, but yet have the audacity to this persona. You know what I'm saying? It's like this crazy mindset that goes on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. Like, you can't be people's expectations. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Just like, if you're expecting your parents to be proud of you, but you're trying, and they never seem to be proud of you, then that's not their problem. You have to understand your self-worth too. Like, if I'm doing all that I can to be all that I can, I don't need people's approval. All approval I need is God and myself. And that's just period. You know what I'm saying? I can't live my life for people's approval, appreciation, or questioning yourself, because people can't. Everybody understands things on different levels, through their perspective, through their experience, through their belief system, and the depth of all that is. But like I say in all my videos, I love you. God bless you. I thank you. Comment, like, and subscribe. Share. You already know, take the world by storm. And remember, I am not your expectations. And that's just what that is. Peace.